Wonder Woman 3 not happening after all. But the Ayer cut is... well, we'll see. So anyway, following recent comments made by Gal Gadot, now it is being said Wonder Woman 3 is not in development and not happening with James Gunn and Peter Safran as part of the new DCU. Gal Gadot said, "From what I heard from James and from Peter is that we're going to develop a Wonder Woman 3 together." She also doubled down in a recent interview. "I was invited to a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and what they told me, and I'm quoting, 'You're in the best hands. We're going to develop Wonder Woman 3 with you. We love you as Wonder Woman. You've got nothing to worry about.' So, time will tell." However, following the publication of the interview, Variety offers Wonder Woman 3 isn't happening. According to their sources, a third Wonder Woman film is not in development at DC Studios, nor do Gunn and Safran have plans at this time for any Wonder Woman project in the new DC universe other than their previously announced Paradise Lost prequel series for Max. The sources added to Variety that nothing was ever promised to Gadot regarding Wonder Woman 3, nor was there any definitive discussion of Gadot's Wonder Woman continuing with the new DC universe. Jeff Snyder, no relation to you-know-who, he even spells it differently. Anyway, Jeff Snyder said Gal Gadot back for Wonder Woman 3 is nonsense, and said basically it was just the studio indulging Gadot. "I don't know why you bring in James Gunn and Peter Safran to reboot the DCU if you're not going to reboot the DCU," Snyder said. Well, look, can't argue with his logic there, you know. And offered the studio is simply yang Gadot, as they did with both Henry Cavill as Superman and Ben Affleck as Batman. Well, look how that turned out, huh? This sounds very similar to what went down with Henry, except a little more upfront. In that case, I think it was Gunn who said, "Hey, you know, we like Henry. He's just not right for the version of Superman we want to do. And we talked about other characters he could possibly play in the future." Now, Henry's response was, "Well, I'm not Superman after all." After they told him he was. And less than a month later, he wasn't. Yeah. And so he said, "Oh, well, best luck to the new guy moving on." That's how that went. Meanwhile, Ben Affleck, they said, "Oh, we want him to direct because he wants to." Then Ben Affleck said, "No, I've got no interest in what they're doing with DC now." It sounded pretty sour. By the few accounts that we have since, is that he was in the same position as Cavill, thought he was back as Batman, and then got jerked around again. And so I think that's it. So any offers of him to possibly direct their Batman film, which I'm guessing is what they were looking at, I'm done. So now it's Gadot's turn, and she seemed to be under the understanding that they would pursue it. Had they flat out said it, because here it seems like they're pretty straightforward. You're not going to be Superman, Henry, but hey, maybe we could find something else for you. And you say, "Well, thanks, I'll go do Warhammer." Ben Affleck, "Hey, we're not going to let you be Batman, but maybe you could direct Batman." No, thanks. Here with Gadot, they appear to have told her, "Yeah, we're going to do Wonder Woman 3, don't worry about it." And then, not really. And it stands to reason, by the time they actually get to a Wonder Woman movie, since the only thing they're doing Wonder Woman related is that Game of Thrones Amazon series, which they really should just scrap. By the time you get there, time doesn't stand still, although she's still in great shape and everybody accepts her as Wonder Woman. It's kind of, once again, should have continued with the cast. You do your 10-year plan, say 5 of those years is ending this version of it, and then you reboot and crisis, whatever. Oh, well. Again, I suspect the pay is the problem. Younger, newer stars that can't command a lot of demands for high paychecks. Seems like that's what's winning this over. So it seems the only one to survive will be the actors who played in James Gunn's Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, perhaps, and his wife and his brother, and then Jason Momoa being Lobo. I don't think he'll be Aquaman. So that's about it. As for Ezra, well, had his movie been successful, perhaps, just perhaps, he could have continued on. But, it didn't turn out that way, did it? No. Meanwhile, the Ayer cut may yet see the light of day. David Ayer says his cut of the 2016 Suicide Squad movie will get a release thanks to the new co-head of the DCU, James Gunn, who also happened to direct the Suicide Squad in 2021. Replying in a tweet, David Ayer said, "And Gunn told me it would have its time to be shared." David Ayer's version of Suicide Squad lined up more with Zack Snyder's vision of the DCEU, and Ayer's ending was changed to remove references to Zack Snyder's Justice League, with Steppenwolf cut in favor of the less than stellar theatrical ending. Well, I'm reading this from Cosmic Book News, and although there was initial plans for that being a part of the plot, which would have been so much better, and the use of the mother boxes connecting the movies and everything, but as I understand it, that aspect of it was not filmed. There was a lot more of the Joker involved and everything that was filmed, but the usage of a Steppenwolf, and apparently Snyder didn't want them using Steppenwolf and all of that sort of thing, I don't think that happened. It's too bad. That would really be cool if that was in there, because it would have been a more cohesive lineup between the movies. There was also reference of the mother box that was cut from the Wonder Woman film. Stupid. Should have left that in there. But so I don't think that's in his cut as what he was able to shoot. There was a lot more in there. There's a lot more Joker stuff in there, and some more involvement with the Joker, teaming up with the Enchantress and this sort of thing within the plot. But I'm not sure that the mother box and Steppenwolf is involved. So Ayer's version also had the Enchantress under the control of the mother boxes. Yeah, that would have been in the original pitch, but I don't think that's the deal in the cut that he was allowed to shoot. So anyway, Ayer also adds in the tweet that James Gunn absolutely deserves to launch his DC universe without more drama about old projects. Yeah, I understand that, but then again, maybe you shouldn't just go out and tell everybody that the Flash movie is the greatest superhero movie ever made. Now, there's some talk that he was referring to a previous cut and all that stuff. Yeah, but come on. And then, of course, just announcing none of them matter. It's just, boy, I tell you, the rollout of this was terrible. So he's just going to have to own that because he did it. Is he responsible for the failures of the previous regimes? No, he is not. And a lot of these movies is not entirely on him, but he's dipped his toe in it enough to where he has to take some responsibility for it, and that's just the way it plays out. So David Ayer continues, "All I know is my unseen film plays much better than the studio release. The interest in my cut being shown seems real and organic." Yeah. Well, it would almost have to be better. I mean, hopefully they do more than just walk around the street and talk about their feelings for 2 hours. Hopefully there's more of that than not. So there you go. Wonder Woman out, perhaps Ayer cut in just for, the curiosity factor in and of itself, but won't lead to anything else, just like Snyder cut didn't either. So that's all unfortunate. As for the Trinity, who made a really great Trinity, that's too bad. But hey, maybe Henry and Ben and Gal should jump ship to Marvel and play the Squadron Supreme. There was rumors about Henry Cavill possibly playing Hyperion and Loki. I don't think any of that is true. It would be funny, but at this point, why the hell not? Of course, there may not be an MCU for them to jump to anyway, so I guess that won't happen either. But it would be a nice little tee-hee and a dig at how they were treated, you know. Oh, well, anyway, there you go. I don't like them not continuing in their roles, but I can respect if the circumstances call for it. They don't have the money to continue with it, and they've got to start over. Then just start over and just say it. You know, and if this is the case that they led her to believe that there was a Wonder Woman 3, and, you know, it seems they were more upfront with Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill than they were her, that's pretty rotten. Granted, there could be, they thought they could, and then things keep changing, you know, like telling people The Flash is the greatest superhero movie ever, and it isn't. And then, oh, we got to rein this in even more. That would be more of an explanation, but it doesn't entirely excuse it. So it's just all around bad, you know. It's like I keep saying, DC seems to be cursed somehow. Oh well, maybe we'll get to see the haircut.